Hello, welcome back to my channel, or hello for the first time. Today we're talking about infertility. This will be the fourth or third video that I'm doing in this series. If you are wondering why my puppy is crying in the background, it's because I'm sitting at my breakfast bar, and when you sit at the breakfast bar you tend to be eating something, and I'm not, but he thinks I am and he wants some. Could you not? So today's video is filmed in my kitchen because my dogs want to sit behind me and buff. So today's video is filmed in my kitchen, trying to make it a little bit more casual rather than sitting in my room like a prisoner, feeling sorry for myself. Got some like sunflowers, some sunshine behind me, trying to act everything's all groovy, do you know what I mean? Got my coffee and stuff, so yeah, trying to make it more casual. I don't know man. Anyway, so for your information, today is the 19th of March. The reason I remember that is because the Animal Crossing comes out tomorrow, as well as Doom. So the 19th of March today, and today I had an appointment at the hospital for a pre-op assessment. Really boring. You basically go, you take all the medication you're on, so they can write it all down. You get your blood taken. Just formalities really. I have surgery booked for the 24th of March, which is my dad's birthday, strangely enough. So Mr. Hulk will be 59 years old. So yeah, I had the pre-assessment today. The medication that I'm on, that I had to take and show them, if you're interested. I won't give you like the other medications I'm on for like thyroid issues and stuff, because that's irrelevant. But the other medications I'm on this, Pregnacare. You're supposed to take this like up to 3 months before you fall pregnant. So I've been taking it for 4 months so far, and I'll just continue taking it until I ever do fall pregnant, if I do. But yeah, the reason I take this is it's got everything you need. It's got folic acid, bit of vitamin D, vitamin B12, but it's got loads of Let's try that again. But it's got loads of stuff on it. I'll show you on the back there everything that's in it. There's actually a ton of stuff in these tablets, so yeah, I've been told to take these, so I do. I also take CoQ10. I take 120 milligrams of this once a day. This apparently is really good for your womb. It's really good for strengthening your womb, thickening it, all that kind of stuff, to make it a nice happy place for embryos to live. And I also take super fish oil. I take, what is it, 556 milligrams a day. And the reason I take that is because I was told to, but also because you can't get enough fish oil, you know. It's really good for you, good for your joints, good for your health, just good in general. So this is what I take. So that's what I have to take with me today, as well as my levothyroxine, which I said obviously is a thyroid medication. So to take them today, write all them down and stuff, but yeah, nothing exciting happened today. As you're all probably fully aware, there's a pandemic just now. This coronavirus has got everyone shaking in their boots, as it should do. Pandemics aren't something to be scoffed at. So where I'm getting the surgery is a private hospital, that's why it's so quick. Being a private hospital, they're still doing surgery. They're not cancelling yet. They probably will eventually. So today is Thursday. My operation should be Tuesday, but there is a good chance that it could get cancelled before then. It could get cancelled because the surgeon that I have could get ill, other people could be ill, the surgeon that I have could be needed in the NHS because of the strain on the NHS. There's many reasons it could be cancelled, to be honest, but just need to wait and see. If it is cancelled, then I won't be having this surgery for months. It'll probably be June, July or August before I would start thinking about having that surgery again, only because right now with this pandemic, everything seems to have like a 12-week like assessment of how long it will be. So like airports are closed for 12 weeks, schools are closed for 12 weeks, GPs and stuff are closing down, all that kind of stuff. So because the elderly can become gravely ill and become vulnerable in this world now with the coronavirus, if I don't get surgery on Tuesday, I would prefer to wait maybe till August, because it means that any backlog of people who desperately need these doctors and surgeons can obviously be dealt with. And then once things become normal again, if they do, then I'd do surgery. But fingers crossed it can happen on Tuesday before everything becomes worse. But we'll see. Obviously I'll be upset if I don't get the surgery on Tuesday, because then I'll need to wait longer, and I've already been waiting years to try and become a mum. But it's just one of those things really, isn't it? Worse things have happened at sea. I'll still be here as long as people around about me are safe and happy. That's all really matters, honestly. If you've got to this video and you have no idea what I'm talking about, just a brief update. The surgery that I'm going for is a surgery that will clip my tubes at the womb, my fallopian tubes at the womb, and sterilise me, but will also stop liquid from my fallopian tubes being like falling into my womb, and this liquid has the ability to kill embryos, so that's why it has to be done. By the time you see this video, I either will have had the surgery or not. I probably won't upload this for like 3 weeks, and the reason for that is I just don't want things to happen in real time, because it takes me a long time to cope or come to terms with the things that are happening to me. I'm a fairly emotional person and I don't hide it very well, and these things that are happening to me are quite intense, and if I have any grief or if I have any upset, I'd rather deal with it, cope with it, be able to process it and then talk to you about it, because if I didn't, I would just be a big greeting mess in every video, and it would just make for no very good viewing, to be fair. That was probably the most Scottish I've ever sounded on a video. If you knew what I said there, comment below. On my last videos I had a ton of people commenting, asking me why I couldn't have operations to widen my tubes, clear the tubes, like fix them, asking me to get a second opinion, a third opinion even, telling me that this operation wasn't the best idea. I've done all of that. The original operation that I had about 1.5 years, 2 years ago was to check for endometriosis, because my periods are terrible, the pain is excruciating, and they thought that was what the issue was. It just seems I'm unfortunate and just have terrible periods, but my tubes were blocked, and that's how they found the tubes were blocked at that point. And when they found that they were blocked at that point, that's when they tried to fix them. They tried to widen them, they pumped air into my womb, tried to push the air through to open them, tried to surgically open them, pumped ink through the tubes, couldn't open them. So they have tried, and they didn't succeed. They can't open them, they are not fixable. So that's why that is, there's no point in getting any more opinions on whether or not I can fix my tubes, because I definitely can't. And this person that I've went to like today for the consultation, that was my second opinion. So I have had two surgeons, doctors, tell me that that is the way forward. I am coming to terms with it a little bit, in the sense that it's not as heartbreaking anymore. It still is sad, but I just have to keep hope that IVF works and I get a baby. But the reason it hurts so much is because I can't shake the feeling of, what if it never works? If IVF never works, then I'll just be sterile. Anyway. So, before I leave, just to recap, consultation today, the 19th of March. 24th of March is Mr. Hulk, my dad's birthday, 59 years old, and also the day I go for surgery. Once I've had this surgery, I will be playing Animal Crossing mostly, be on my couch for a few weeks, but we'll all be sort of isolated by that point anyway. We'll all be told to be in our homes and not go out, so that suits me just fine. Once I'm healed from surgery, obviously coronavirus dependent, we don't know what the IVF clinic is going to be like, if they're just going to shut down and stop doing what they're doing throughout this virus, whatever. But best case scenario, if the IVF clinic are still going, then it'll probably be June before I start my IVF injections anyway, because I should have mentioned this earlier. Also, I had to get an MMR jag, so on the 6th of March I had to get my MMR injection. If you don't know what an MMR is like measles, mumps, rubella. I never got that vaccination as a child. Just one of those things. I won't go into the reasons why, but I just didn't. And so because I didn't get that injection, I need that injection before I can become pregnant. The German measles, if you catch that when you're pregnant, it's very harmful. So I had to get that. So I got that on the 6th of March. So 6th of March, 6th of April, May, June. So it'll be after the 6th of June that I'll be able to start my injections, because you have to wait 3 months before you can fall pregnant after your MMR injection. So hopefully, fingers crossed, have this surgery on Tuesday, recover from the surgery on Tuesday, live a normal life making cakes, and then in June start injections, start my long protocol. Briefly, that is basically 2 weeks of injections and then an egg retrieval. So 2 weeks of injections, then an egg retrieval, then fertilisation. If any of the embryos are good to go, then they get implanted, there's a 2-week wait, and then you would have a pregnancy test. So that's what would happen at that point, but we'll get to that at that point. So I've havered enough, I'm going to go now. I just wanted to give you an update. I'll probably do an update video after the surgery to let you all know that I'm okay. And I'll probably just open boxes from my bed because I'll be sore and whatnot. So I'll try and do some like live streams and stuff, just to keep in touch with yous and keep making videos and stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for the constant support that I've had. I got an influx of support from a lot of people from Marcus's channel after he made his ridiculous IVF video. Don't even know why I bothered to make it, but there you are, Marcus made an IVF video. Most of it is 15 minutes of him talking about his own sperm, but that's great. So everyone that came from that video was very supportive, very kind. Everyone's been so lovely. I've had a few antinatalists talk to me, which has been very interesting. Everyone to their own. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone for all your continued support, kind words, just constant contact, because it's been lovely. It's been so nice. I felt so normal. I just felt great about it. I felt so much less alone, and I wish everyone who is going through what I'm going through, or anything similar to what I'm going through, I wish all of them felt how I felt, or how I feel, sorry, because you should never feel alone. And if you feel alone and you're going through this, then I'm here for you. I am on Twitter, I am on Instagram, I've got a Discord. If you want the link for that, I'll put it in the description below. I'm on YouTube, I read all my comments, I am here for you if you need me. That was my ring hitting off the table. I'm here for you if you need me. I'll be here in my house, self-quarantined, drinking coffee and just being here for you. So thank you again everyone so much from the bottom of my heart, honestly. I appreciate it so much. I hope you and your family are safe, you're healthy, I hope everything is fine where you are. Be nice to each other, please buy what you need and no more. Don't hoard stuff, and please, for the love of God, look out for the vulnerable people on your street. If you live in a street or a community that has elderly people, check up on them, make sure they're okay. Just look out for each other, because this coronavirus is crazy and there's a lot of selfish people out there and it's no good. But anyway, I'm not gonna preach to you. Just make sure you and your family are okay and try and look out for the vulnerable if you can. But yeah, thank you again and I'll see you later. Bye. That's a big buff, fairy boy. You gonna back that buff up with some action? Nah, you're a talk. Stop buffing.